The International Festival of Contemporary Art, GOGOLFEST, is again taking place in the capital of Ukraine. It's a large-scale and long-awaited event, which brings together more than 200 performances of different genres and styles, with the participation of leading masters of Ukrainian and foreign art. The key topic of this GOGOLFEST is mythical Babylon. I honestly do not know any other festivals of such a multidisciplinary format. Usually they specialize in theater with elements of something or other, or music with theatrical elements. Or it can be biennial, contemporary art which combines theater and music. But I've never attended such events where each program was made so realistically. Indeed, we created a kind of Babel and worked on the performance very consciously. We can say that it is exclusively Ukrainian. I could be wrong, but I do not know of any analogs. Every year, GOGOLFEST, the International Festival of Contemporary Art, amazes its audience. Everything is interesting here. Theater performances, movies, concerts, visual arts, and dance performances. Every cook must learn how to rule the state. So we would like to see everything. That is why we are working non-stop, switching from one location to another. First, we're lucky enough to see the rehearsal of this maestro, Trotsky, and his favorite freak cabaret, Duck Daughters. We visited the final run-through of a large-scale performance. Are you really doing the triple boom boom boom? Yes. The model of the festival is Babylon, which means that we're playing a humorous game in which we're lifting a curse. That is, we're performing in order to remove the label of the victim imposed on us by the media. They tell us that the world is falling apart, be it the European Union or the new Ukraine. Everything is on the verge of collapse. We say no to the catastrophic consciousness prevalent in the media. Life is beautiful, and we should learn how to love and trust one another. We shouldn't talk about how bad life or how good it could be, but instead we should simply make life good. If it's said, it can be done. Almost everything is ready for receiving and installing the incredible sculptures in the shop nearby. Visual art curators were working on the concept, selecting, sorting, and lining up the exhibition of 19 artists from different countries. We're very proud that the AES+F group will take part in the project. They're the pioneers of video art who participate in the most prestigious exhibitions. They were the first artists from Moscow who agreed to come to us. They represented Russia twice at the Venice Biennial and participated in the Biennial in Sydney. They don't try to convey those Russian ideas which are present in the official policy of the country. On the contrary, they're trying to build a dialogue with Europe and our art. The old, deserted factory shop has miraculously transformed in one day, and a modern avant-garde exhibition has appeared right before our eyes. Yuri Severin will represent young artists. The first installation is already here. There will be another large installation. We're waiting for Yulia Bilayeva with her interesting works. There's another young artist from Poland who participated in the Berlin Biennial in 2012. And here's the only Ukrainian winner of the Hasselblad Foundation International Award in Photography, Boris Mikhailov. It is not every day that you're lucky enough to see works recognized as world masterpiece from social documentary photography. The artist lives and works in Berlin and Kyiv and takes his works to the Tate Museum in London. We say that Babylon is the modern world, and others also say that it's falling apart. Ideologies that we are going to show are dystopian. What would happen if this world were destroyed, but people's consciousness did not change? If we become more open and seek contacts with representatives of other cultures and ideas, the whole world will become more harmonious and whole. If you're doing everything with love, the world will find a way to meet you. It's immensely diverse. That's why Ukraine is interesting. On the one hand, Ukraine and GOGOLFest are interesting for our foreign partners. On the other hand, it can create a new experience, a feeling, some other energy. They come here and open a new territory. There's a good myth about living energy, living water in our land. The time has come. The festival opens on a lunar eclipse. The indivisible spirit of the great hoaxer Gogol is present everywhere. The mask of the rider majestically hangs over the entrance to the art center. The last preparations are being made, and the main director is giving valuable instructions. The flywheel of the art chariot is gaining speed, and we're going towards the festival location.
У нас с тобой ничего не получится, потому что у меня второй палец на ноге больше, чем первый, у тебя слишком много веснушек, я всегда в окружении женщин. Ты не носишь каблуки, я боюсь маленьких собачек, ты ненавидишь блондинок, я не читаю классическую литературу. А ты...
The choreography program is named Cult Ishtar, in honor of the Babylonian goddess of war and love. According to the annotation, the majority of performances at the festival are dedicated to women. Themes of loneliness and the search for communication are interpreted by foreign artists. The composition Closeness by Irish choreographer Stephen Butts is to your attention. The dancers demonstrate complex supports and tricks while discussing sensitive issues of personal life at the same time. A shocking performance staged by Israeli directors Tamar Rabban and Ernesto Levy raise a lot of questions related to the traditions and customs of the Jewish people.
Шулхан Арух в єврейській традиції – це подвійне значення. Це, по-перше, безпосередній переклад «накритий стіл», а по-друге, це головний кодекс.
Shulchan Aruch has two meanings in the Jewish tradition. The first one is a table laden with food. The second one is the main code of law that regulates the life of people and instructs them how to live. And this dual symbolism was somehow unfolding in our performance. It has a certain way of simplifying the established stereotypes of human existence, and at the same time, a way to find some sort of law that guides society. Then people sit at the table, which represents a union according to the law, but it gradually leads them to become speechless, which in turn leads to destruction. They loosen the system. Step by step, they are destroying the code that establishes order. And then it is destroyed completely in the kingdom of sounds and silence. As we can see, the audience should get prepared for the festival performances and find the necessary information about them. The theme of this GOGOLFest is the myth of Babylon. Its participants represent it in a completely new perspective, drawing parallels with the present. The ideology of the festival believes if art is magic, then let us play a negative story and thereby divert the negativity from ourselves. A trend of looking forward to better times in Ukraine can be observed, and GOGOLFest aims to strengthen this trend. All of the performances and events of the festival correspond to the topic. Half a year ago, the Porto Franco GOGOLFest festival took place in Ivano-Frankivsk. And now this wonderful festival is taking place in Kyiv. Our whole team came here to GOGOLFest from Ivano-Frankivsk to adopt the experience and see how modern art is developing. The festival is multidisciplinary. For me personally, it's interesting. because it's in line with modern trends in the art world. That is, more than one genre is represented here, not only theater art or music, and all the processes are combined and wonderfully integrated into one large platform, as we are witnessing here and now. The opening of the festival is always one of the main and most interesting events. Show B is not simply a play. According to the organizers, it is a multi-layered performance which involves theater, circus, music, opera, puppets, and media art. Its creators call this entertaining crazy mix the new circus. It seems to me that in the 21st century, one of the best kinds of art is the new circus. Artists who can sing, dance, and perform as dramatic actors are involved in the project. Their way of dancing is unique and their bodies are extremely flexible. It's quite common in Europe and has already reached a completely new level. We're only making the first steps towards the new circus. Those gathered at the main venue of the festival forum are charmed by participants of the freak cabaret Dak Daughters. Their new compositions, based on folk music, intercede with bits of rock that are surprising and intriguing. Thus, it evokes an irreversible desire to see the full repertoire of this extraordinary Ukrainian band. Its founder fuels the appetite of the audience, only partially lifted to the veil of the creative potential of these artists. Actually, we want to introduce the so-called new circus. It's very important for us to try this experiment to demonstrate our performances with the Dak Daughters, the new opera, and others, which will be a revelation for you. In my opinion, Vlad is a guru of modern art, and not only theater art. He proves that he is an excellent producer with his bands, Dacha Bracha and Dak Daughters, and his theater projects. And in general, he's an ideologist of the GOGOLFest. In my opinion, this is the most powerful art event and festival in Ukraine. I believe it is more than competitive at the European level.
It was very interesting, the festival for you, for me, not also for you, for the audience, and it was very, because it's so big, it's a good area here, and to connect all the different arts, it's very interesting for me. It's not only theater art, it's also music, and it's also the picture art, and I like this very much.
Judging by the reviews of numerous guests and the main message of this festival's concept, the unification in joint art creation with international projects is highly successful.